this crusade, this war on terrorism is going to take a while.
Berlingske Tidende, editor-in-chief, defended the decision.
If somebody here works with things that fundamentalists don't like, we have to stand up for freedom of speech.
This was about self-censorship, and it was about some Muslims trying to intimidate the public by and enforcing their religious taboos, and not asking for respect but asking for submission. I mean, you can't force non-Muslims to submit themselves to Muslim taboos in the public domain. That's just, to me, that's incompatible with a modern secular democracy. In this totalitarian version of Islam, you have this insistence on being in possession of truth, and you have this very clear image of enemies. You know, everybody who doesn't agree with you is an enemy and has to be, you know, either killed or converted, like the communists wanted to spread their faith around the world. And communism also, you know, invaded people's private lives. And the Islamists, they want to tell us, you know, what to eat, what the way to dress, what music to listen to, what kind of drawings we should watch. So I think, although they don't have the Red Army or the Luftwaffe, you know, it is still a totalitarian ideology that appeals to a lot of people around the world.
Give me your argument against that is your critique of Islam.
Islam means submission to the will of Allah. A doctrine that requires from the individual to become a slave, in my view, is bad. Islam limits the imagination to what you can find in the Qur'an and to following the example of the Prophet Muhammad. I think that's bad, and that's what keeps people in the Islamic world backward.
This movie that we've been hearing about, is it a movie about the Qur'an, about Islam, or what's going on with this?
Well, Qur'an is Islam, unfortunately, so it's about both, but the main issue is the book, fascist book, the Qur'an.
So this is the first aspect. Muslims need to show the greatness of Islam. The second aspect of this campaign is that Muslims, we want to empower them to put Western civilization under a microscope. Today, when the secular fundamentalists attack Islam and Muslims, they paint a very simple picture for the common man in the West. That picture goes something like this. They say Islam is, in their words, backward, barbaric, oppressive towards women. And they claim that Western liberal capitalism is tolerant, is progressive, and it empowers women. And so they claim, therefore, that it is their right to export their beliefs, their values, to the Muslim world, indeed to the whole world. They claim freedom of speech. as an excuse to demonize and vilify our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a freedom to insult, and we expect that a Muslim community will accept this. This will not happen. And we need to be able to throw back these arguments to them to say, you claim freedom of speech, yet you call for banning of the Quran. You claim freedom of speech, yet in many countries within Europe, you criminalize people who criticize, whether it's the Holocaust or whether hate crimes or whatever it is you call it. So it is okay for people to insult Islam, but it is not okay for them to raise questions about other issues.
As Muslims, we need to actually show the hypocrisy of when the Western governments talk about issues such as freedom of expression and also women's rights. There's double standards here, and the reality actually goes. The reality goes against the actual words which are mentioned by these governments.
ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين